Hi everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret. I've got something a little bit different. It's still soap, but something a little bit different for me. I got a couple of beautiful moulds from a company called Start Original Creations on Etsy, and I'm just going to show this one for this video, and then I'll do another video for the other moulds I got. They're not cheap, they're about £50 a piece, but there is a lot of silicone in them, and the detail in the soap design is super high. So this is the TUNG, what's it called? TUNG? Yeah, the TUNG Blossom, T-U-N-G, and that's the company there, Start Original on the side. So we're going to have a go at making some soaps with these today. I have just got one because they're so expensive. I'd love to have bought 4 of them, but I'm just going to make 9 soaps with this mould today, and then we'll do another one with the other mould tomorrow, so you can look forward to the other one straight after this video tomorrow. Okay, so let's just unmold that. I'm actually going to get my soap batter ready now, and when it's ready we'll come back. Okay, so the next part of our video, I never mix up colours like this, but I'm going to do it today. So we're going to take, I really fancy replicating the colour of this mould, which is a very, very pale lilac. I might need to do it a little bit darker so it stands out. So we're going to take some Violet Blue 40F from Mineral Makeup Ingredients, and I know I'm not going to need very much, so I'm going to put about, probably it would be a half teaspoonful. It's weird because all colours have different densities. So here we are using Pink 201 from Mineral Makeup Ingredients, and it's really dense, this one, so you don't need much at all. So a 1/4 teaspoonful is all I'm going to use there today. And the next colour I'm going to use is the Green 210G. Again, this is very dense, so I'm just going to put, might even just be like an 1/8 teaspoonful in here. The background of my soap is I'm thinking I might just do it natural. So 3 colours and a natural colour as well as the background. So I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. And these are just, they're like olive, the pots what you would put olives in. And they have lids as well. I've never been one for thinking it's a good idea to put your colour in the bottom of the container like this, but I know most soap makers do it that way, and it works for them, so it should work for me. So it looks very blue, that, but it is a beautiful purple. And again, this This neon fluorescent pink is also beautiful. If you're in other countries, you don't need to come and buy from suppliers in this country. You will have mica suppliers in your country that are bound to do colours that are very, very similar, especially the neons, to what I'm using today. So for me, this is too much faff. But just because we're doing something a little bit different today and we're not making like a whole batch of soap or anything, it'll probably be okay to do it this way. So we're going to add some of our soap batter in there. Oh, I better use a new one. When I say I better use a new one, I was actually going to use the container that I just poured the lye from. But I'm thinking that might not be a very good idea. So we'll pour some of the green in first. I'm not going to need much green at all. But I'm going to pour this until it's not too dense. I don't want it really, really dense for the green. So I'm going to put some more in there. I just feel like I want this one to be lovely and delicate. So that's our green mixed in. And this is the lilac, which looks very blue, but it's beautiful in soap. But you usually need quite a lot. So I'm not going to put too much soap butter in this one. This one needs to be denser. If you don't put enough in, it looks very washed out and quite ugly when it's saponified. This pink is absolutely fantastic. It's quite dense too. Not as dense as the green, but it's dense enough. Now we're also going to need to put a little bit of fragrance in each one of these. It must be a non-discolouring fragrance that we're going to use. So the fragrance I'm going to be using is Honey Bunny, which I absolutely adore, from Nature's Garden. Now you can buy these fragrances if you're in the UK. You can buy them from a company called Sell the Smells, and I'll put a link in the description box to their Facebook page. They haven't got all the Nature's Garden smells, but they've got quite a lot of them. So I'm literally just going to put, they've got all of the important ones. Just going to put a little drizzle into each, and it doesn't discolour this. It's absolutely delicious, this fragrance. It's a Lush dupe of Honey I Wash the Kids, and it doesn't discolour. And it doesn't speed up either. Right, so that's the colours mix that I want to use. See if I can get this in the right place for you. Okay, so we're going to use some pipettes today with our colours, and I'm going to try and get them into the indentations that I want. So I'm going to start with the lilac colour, and I'm just going to suck some up into the pipette, and then I'm going to colour the parts that I want to be lilac. It's lots of different levels here with these moulds, and that's obviously what has to happen when there's a lot of detail in there. And I saw the other mould I've got is a rose mould, and I first saw it on the O Yvonne channel. I'm sure most of you have seen Yvonne's beautiful soaps, and I thought, oh, when I saw that, the rose one, I had to have it. But there's lots that I really, really love and want, but because they're so expensive, you can't buy all of them, can you? But I wanted a lot of them. Not all of them. I didn't like all of them, but I'm just going to go into the corners, and I might just put a little bit of pink in the centre if we run out of this lilac. So as you can see, you're really going to need your batter to be rather fluid for doing this, all this detail, because it's time consuming. And if you want to see how to mix colours properly, go to Soap Queen TV or I Dream in Soap. I Dream in Soap has a really interesting colour swatch video that I would recommend. Now then, do I want to do the centre pink or not? Or shall I do it green? I mean, pink always goes nicer with purple, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put a dab of pink onto the centre here of each one. You know, I've never used this mould before, so I don't know what it's going to be like when I've finished the way I'm doing everything. But that's part of the fun of making soap, especially when you're making something new. You don't know what it's going to turn out like. Right, I'm guessing over here these are flowers. I could always mix a bit more purple in, couldn't I? So I'll not totally fill that with pink soap. actually is holding in the detail better than I thought it would. I see we've got some flooding over there, over here, so I'm going to have to clean that out. Actually, I should have put some cream in here first, shouldn't I? Might be a good idea to do that before we go any further. They're all flooding actually. So I'm just going to get some cotton buds. It's going to take up a lot of cotton buds doing that, isn't it? What else could I use? Well, I guess I can just wipe the sulphur off the cotton bud, can't I, and just keep using the same one. Actually, this might be nice, this area where I'm cleaning up here, it might actually be quite nice in just a very pale pink instead of doing cream. I think that's what I'll do. I know it's a fiddle, but it's just to give you something different, and me something different to do. You something different to watch, me something different to do. And you know, I hate to bring it up, but I really feel I have to bring this up. This morning, I just feel like, how can we just carry on making videos? Me, not anybody else. Everybody else can do what they want on their channel, and I'm not judging anyone else. They can do what they want. But I just, this morning, they were listing all of the NHS and carers that had died, which I just thought was so respectful to do that. You know, it really is like people going to war and losing their lives during the war. These people that were working on the front line, they are risking their lives to look after other people, and I just think that is, it's absolutely magnificent what they're doing. And I feel like I cannot ignore that. It's weird. I sort of feel like, and people who have families, family members that are in the forces, they must feel like this all the time. That's what I was thinking of. They go away to war, and we just continue living our lives as normal. And I just feel like it's just the right thing to do, is to at least mention it and mention them and thank them for doing what they're doing, and everyone that is out there on the front line working to save people's lives but risking their own lives at the same time. I just cannot go on as normal without at least mentioning them and thanking them for what they're doing. So if you are an NHS worker or a carer or anything like that, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. It was really quite sad this morning listening to the list of people that had died, and it was so much bigger than I realised. Anyway, that's enough of that. So what we're going to do now is I am going to pour this down this side, because that's lower than the flowers. And I don't need very much at all, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of pink mica into, it's probably 300 grams of soap base. Just popping some fragrance in there as well. It's a real bright fragrance, this. It doesn't look so bright here in the jug, but once it's saponified, it's really beautiful. So I'm just going to pour that and hope that that will keep some of that soap batter in place. If it floods a bit, it doesn't matter. So it doesn't take much soap at all to fill that. Right, so I think this one at this end, it looks like an acorn or something. It's not a leaf, so I could do with another colour actually. I wonder if some yellow might be nice. So there's a little bit of buttercup yellow. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just mixing up some buttercup yellow and putting the fragrance in and giving it a stir right now. And then I'm just going to put that in there, which is quite a deep one. It doesn't look like it'll flood. I guess you don't need to fill them. Well, you do need to fill them actually. That honey wash fragrance just makes my mouth water. It really is one of my favourites, but it's not dead strong. It works better in bath bombs than soap, but you know, not everybody likes strong fragrance. Right, we've got some flooding here, but hey, it might be all right. Just might make it look a bit more interesting. So we'll go with a bit of green now into this leaf here. Oh, I nearly put that back in the pink. Okay, so I've darkened the green down. What happened there is my my SD card was full, so I've just changed it, and I've darkened the green down with a bit of the forest green mica. Now, can I get it just into those incredibly delicate areas? Not easy. Come on, Karen, concentrate. Don't make a mess of this. Not easy to do these, actually. Harder than I thought. But at least the soap is staying fluid, so we're very lucky about that. I hope you don't mind the length of this video. I know most of you just like 20 minutes, and most of my videos I'll probably do them at 20 minutes or half an hour. Whoops, put too much colour in that bit there, but I can scrape it out, so and then I don't think they're going to make very big bars, these. Right, that's that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some more purple in here, fill it up a bit more. And I'm thinking, even though some of it's overflowed, it'll probably still look really, really pretty. I've missed the green on this one, haven't I? And then once I've finished this part, I'm going to let that set up a bit before I put any more soap on there. And this one I've missed. Gosh, I made just enough of the purple. Right, we just need some green. This one. And when that sets up, because I've flooded a little area that I didn't want any in, we'll be able to just scrape it off with a knife or something. Look, there's all these. I've forgotten to put green in the centre. So let's check them all. Make sure I've got green in all the centres. And that's it for now. I'm going to let that set, and then we'll be able to pour some more pink across the whole thing. Okay, it's time to unmould. I picked them up and they all just want to pop out, which is fantastic. I mean, that is some good quality silicone there. So let's just pop this one out, shall we? They are stunning. Absolutely beautiful detail, aren't they? Gorgeous. Let's weigh one and see how much they weigh. Where is it? Oh, they're right here. my weighing scales are right here. So I don't think they're going to weigh a great deal. Yeah, 102 grams. So yeah, they're quite small, but really lovely. So I was really worried, if you read the screen, that I'd over superfatted these by adding the oil to the mica, only using a very small quantity of soap batter to make the colours, and then putting the fragrance in. I'm thinking I shouldn't have added the fragrance to the colours that I was doing for the flowers. So there is a bit of sheen on these, meaning that they're probably over superfatted, but I'm pretty sure they'll be alright. I know the actual soap itself's going to be fine, but the detail is absolutely stunning. I'm glad they've unmoulded anyway. I was really worried that most of the flowers and the design were going to be stuck in the mould. Now I actually did leave them 2 days just to be sure, and when I was moving the mould yesterday, I moved this one, kind of popped out, so there is a bit of detail still left in there. So I thought if I leave them another day, it'll give them a bit longer to saponify, and they should turn out a lot better. I didn't do very well with getting the purple colour right, but I don't know, I think that those moulds, they're magnificent. Really special. Okay everyone, thanks so much for watching again. I will be doing making of another one of these soaps in a slightly different design with the rose mould, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye for now, and thanks for watching.